a2znowledge.com. So today we are going to discuss about false positive and false negative, and what is this false positive and false negative, and under which domain this concept comes under. So this concept comes under statistics and probability, and mainly we use these kind of statements that you will be seeing in theory or in practical in data science world especially, and that is again under statistics you will be seeing it. So most of the people, they are getting in confusion what is the difference between false positive and false negative. Before I start, these two basically they are errors. So false positive is called type 1 error and false negative is called type 2 error. So to understand this with respect to data, I just need to give you some examples. So I just wanted to do that. So I'm just giving you a scenario. So you are in an airport and sitting under a control room, and you're just monitoring the flights and the route. So you have a condition where two flights are traveling in the same route and same line in the sky, and so your job is to monitor it, and you need to avoid any crash or accident happens. So you need to take some precautions so to avoid it. So you are sitting in the room, and then there is a monitors in front of you, and you see some data, and with that data they have written an algorithm just that to predict whether the accident will happen or not. So as an officer, what you are doing, you are just giving a test condition, asking to the algorithm whether the flight will get crashed or not. So the two flight which travels in the same route, so you are just wanted to know whether they will be get crashed or what is the chance of getting crashed. So now you are getting an output that the flight is gonna crash. You are getting some 90% of the probability, the chances where you get an information from the algorithm says the flight is going to crash. And based on that, you are just informing to everyone, but in the meantime, the flight got landed successfully without any accident. So that means this is called false positive. Maybe. So we can use the word maybe to define the false positive. So even though you didn't get the proper output, but still your business was not get impacted, right? So even though the algorithm says there would be some crash, but the fact is you didn't get any crash, so there was no crash, the flight was landed successfully. This is false positive, which is called type 1 error. And now we come to the type 2 error, and here imagine, so you are doing the same job, again the same monitor, and you are just giving an input for the algorithm just to check whether the flight is going to crash or not, or what is the probability. And then it is just telling you there is no probability of flight going to get crashed. Means it says the flight will get successfully landed is the output you are getting. And because of that, you are being so relaxed because the output was the flight will never get crashed, and you are very relaxed and you are not taking any precautions. But what happened reality is the flight got crashed. So that means this is false negative, which is type 2 error. Business got impacted. So the outcome, it says there won't be any issue, but what happened actually is there was an issue, right? So if you see, both are errors, both is not giving the correct answer, but the risk is more in type 2 compared to type 1. So imagine we used to get the false alarm, right? So if you are in college or in a school or in an office or even in a mall or even in your corporate buildings, sometimes we used to get the fire alarm, and then there will be an announcement post to that saying that it's just a testing, please continue your work, right? Which is false positive. There was an alarm, but that was false. And imagine the same scenario happens, and you are getting an alarm, and there is an announcement coming that saying that there is no incident happen, there is no fire incident happen, please continue your work. But what is happening actually is there is a fire in the building, right? Which is false negative. So they say it's a false alarm, but what happened is there was actually a fire was happening, fire accident was happening. So both are errors. I'm not supporting false positive is good compared to false negative, but the thing is both are errors, but the less risk error is type 1. Type 2 is it's having huge risk. So based on the algorithm, what you have written, you need to get the conclusion whether your algorithm is giving you the false positive things or false negative things. So based on that, you have to train your model a lot. So any algorithm that you learn in probabilistic and statistic, right, you will be seeing these words repeatedly. So that's the reason mainly I just wanted to explain you what is the difference between these two with some data units. I just wanted to tell you as an example. So thanks for watching a2znowledge.com, and if you really like this video, please subscribe my channel and forward this to your friends and colleagues. We do a lot of tech videos in two languages, English and Tamil, and I have shared my Instagram URL and then LinkedIn URL in the description box. If you want to follow me or if you want to connect with me, please just get that. Please contact through those public sites. And then we provide not only these kind of tech videos, not only these kind of theoretical videos, we have a lot of tech videos including theory as well as practical like Java, Python, Cloud and database and many more. So you can just get into my channel and have a look. Thanks for watching A2Z Knowledge.